What's up, everybody? Welcome to the K-Pop Kimchi Podcast, your number one podcast for girl groups with the number one fanboys. I'm your host, Justin Turno, with my co-host, Ryan Limper, and we are on the way back.
Got a late, Monday night still.
Still Monday night. Yes.
Special episode.
Special episode.
It's been a while since we've done one of these, but...
It has. It's been a few months. We had a tear there where we had a bunch in a row, and then we had a big break, but now we're back.
With our concert review episode. Insert little kids cheering sound.
Yeah, clapping, standing ovation.
The air horn, like whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, all the different noises for happiness.
All the celebrations. But we went and saw Itzy.
Yes,
at
we
our
did.
favorite place.
The old Rosemont Theater.
In Rosemont, Illinois. If you guys have never been there, it's pretty nice.
It's really nice. Have a super nice mall by it. Super nice everything. Everything around it's really nice. It's just like a solid shopping area with like this big theater there. So
it is really nice. Yes.
It was really cool. This is their first world tour, I think it was, the Checkmate World Tour.
Yeah, number one Checkmate World Tour.
I'm not sure how many days. I know they've had a few dates already. I'm not sure what Chicago's was stop number wise, but it's probably like in the middle of the tour.
It is kind of weird too, because it's like they kept saying their first world tour, and I'm like, did you guys like already do a tour? But I guess it's technically like
it like technically didn't count as like an actual world tour. I don't know. It's weird. I don't really understand it.
Because anybody who does remember, we saw them. Oh man, what was it, like January or February 2020 maybe?
I think it was yeah, like
something like
right after the new year.
Yeah, and we went and saw them in Minnesota.
Yeah,
it was extremely cold.
It was really cold, and it was like the Itzy like showcase thing.
Yeah, it was like a showcase meet and greet kind of thing.
So it wasn't necessarily like a concert. It was more of like they played games and you got to know them, and they still played songs too. Like they only had.
But also back then they didn't really have
anything. I mean, their most recent title was Icy, so they had 2 title tracks and a couple of songs on those that were B-sides on those albums.
And didn't they like just came out with a song a couple of days after their little thing was that we saw them too?
Yeah, it was like right before Wannabe.
I was like, why couldn't we see that when we saw them live?
It was really cool. That was really fun though. Like that was a really good time too.
That was also the very first time our podcast had official merch to give out to people.
Yes, it was. That's a good point.
That's a long time ago. We've come so far.
We really have.
But this year, we got the tickets and went back to the old hometown of Rosemont, Illinois.
Yes.
Up in the Chicago area, the suburbs up there. Kind of by O'Hare Airport. It's not really a suburb. But.
Yeah. Pretty much in the same area how we were for KCON, if you listen to those episodes.
Yeah, it's exactly
the the second day of KCON was like pretty much where we were again.
Oh yeah, the seats wise, we were like kind of off to the side, but very front row.
Yeah.
First off, if I have any tips for anybody, it's if you can't get in the pit or extremely close like you want to, always go balcony first couple rows. It's the best.
Yeah, we were in the balcony at Rosemont, and we were in the first row of our section, so we didn't have anybody in front of us.
We got to sit the whole time.
We literally just sat the whole time, like we could prop our feet up. It was really fun, actually. Like
the view was great.
That was awesome. Yeah, and like there it's not super huge, so any seat is a pretty good view. So it was really nice. That was like awesome.
And if you're going that way, tip for everybody: the tickets actually cost less if you sit on the first floor towards the back where you can't see, because it's up at a higher level.
Yeah,
but it's a better position, honestly.
The balcony's a really solid place to get if you're just trying to like get in. Yeah, if you're just trying to like get in and get some tickets, like the balcony's solid because you don't have to like break the bank and you get like an awesome view.
And people aren't standing in front of you blocking your view.
That was the clutch thing was we found
because a lot of people actually were standing the whole time.
Yeah, and most of the people around us did. In our whole little section, I think mostly everybody stood. But since we were in the front row of it,
it didn't matter.
We didn't have to because there was no one in front of us, so we just kind of sat there and.
Pretty great.
It was really nice. Actually, that was like one of the best parts.
But rewind to the beginning of the day, we went and got these special Itzy drinks
Oh, yeah.
Then they had this place called, what was it, like Uni or something like that? Like Uni, I guess it's just a bubble tea kind of place.
It was at
Rosemont's outlet mall.
The mall that's like right next to the venue. We found on Twitter that, yeah, this place, this like bubble tea place was for a certain time during the day. They were making like special Itzy drinks that you could only get during the certain time, from like 11 to 5 p.m. or something.
And then like 2 flavors. One was like a Itzy one, and then one was like a Checkmate one. So we got one of each.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, we gotta try that because we've never like. I mean, there's always stuff that kind of goes on for concerts of like that people put on or
like,
things.
Like fan stuff.
Like fan stuff. Yeah, and
specialty things.
We've like never super participated in that, so we're like, all right, let's try and go get these drinks because they looked really good too.
And then you got like a card with it, like a special photo card.
You got like a little photo card that had like the logo of the place on it.
So it was like kind of specific.
So yeah, we were able to do that, and that was actually really good. It tasted really, really good.
It was really good.
I was very impressed.
The little like jellies in it were shaped like stars.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh my gosh, it was like a very good drink, and I really don't think I've had something like that before. So I was impressed, and they stuck to their word. Just when we walked by afterward. After like 5, they like didn't have it anymore, so
which is pretty cool. So very, I don't know, just nice. Like you always see like on videos and stuff where like people have like coffee things sent to the idols. They have like special fan giveaways. They have like little cup coaster things or something like that. And anytime anyone's kind of done something like that, or it was like a fan thing around like us, like Justin was saying,
yeah,
we never go to it because if you guys don't know, we tend to show up either really early. And we just don't get out of line for anything, or show up at the very last minute because we have seats anyway, so it doesn't matter.
That's the thing. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Because even with this, we got it at 5, but the thing didn't start till 7:30, so we still had like.
So we had 2.5
hours.
You know, you get your drink, and then we went down and ate our greatest, the great New York pizza joint, Sbarro.
You know, when you're in New York, you gotta eat the New York style pizza.
And we ate that and drank our drinks, and by that time, you still had multiple hours before the show even starts. So, yeah, but this one, since we had assigned seats, we didn't have to try and like be in line early.
Like fight people off to get to
try and like get in the front. Because that's, yeah, you can't go do extracurricular activities if you're doing that because then you lose your spot. So it was nice to be able to do that, and the drinks were really good. So I was pumped that we actually like were able to kind of partake in the extracurricular like fun fandom stuff.
Gotta love it.
Shout out to Uni for making them.
Yeah, it's cool, but they like, I don't know who contacted them, if they just did it on their own or what, but...
It was a good idea. I mean, there was a big old line there.
I mean, it brought them a lot of business, because we got in line, we're like, oh, there's a couple people here, those must be where they got it. I kid you not, as soon as we got in line, there was probably like 13, 14 people.
Oh my gosh, the line was so long.
I turned around, I was like, oh shit.
Like, whoa, that's crazy.
Where did all these people come from?
But that was fun. That was fun. So then we ate dinner and had some hours to kill.
And then when we actually left, it was probably like 6:30, so about an hour before the show started.
We started going, yeah, about an hour before. We're like, all right, let's just head over there and we can sit in our seats or get merch, whatever.
And I kid you not, when we walked over there, longest line I've ever seen in my entire life.
We've been to Rosemont multiple times, as we mentioned, and we'd never seen anything like this.
Granted, we don't ever go this early.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was like, literally...
the doors were like not open.
Around the
doors
building.
were not open yet, clearly. But it was like... This place is pretty big, and it has a big parking lot, and it's on a big block. And the line was around the whole block. It was really crazy. We saw people standing, we're like, what are they waiting for? Because we didn't even know the line could go that far at Rosemont.
Not only that, but like, I legit was questioning if all those people were even going to fit in the building, because Rosemont's not a very big place. Although I did look it up later, and it said there's a capacity of 4,400.
It's just really weird.
I don't know, it just seemed like there were so many people there.
Maybe because we've just been there so much, it like doesn't seem as big as what it is. It's like maybe bigger than what we think. But yeah. So this line was huge. I don't even know if we can stress that enough, like how big the line was.
Yeah, imagine the longest line you've ever been in and then multiply that by 2. Because we were there, and like, man, we're so far back. Like, we're never gonna get this. It's gonna take forever. And then I looked behind me, and the line was like 3 times
just
longer
like
behind
the
us.
drink line. We're like, whoa! There were so many more people behind us eventually.
Like, the line got so big, we went from being at the end and being like, wow, this is the longest line ever, to be like the middle of the line, and we didn't even move.
And like as we moved throughout the block.
Oh, also side note, We've been to Rosemont a bunch, and they do like paid parking there. I've never seen the parking lot that full before in my entire life.
Yes, it was full.
Every parking spot was taken.
I've never seen it like that. It was not like that for KCON.
It was not like that when we saw Red Velvet.
I don't think it was like that when we saw Red Velvet back in 2018 when they had their like little showcase thing. I've never seen it like this before. I haven't seen it like this.
But once we actually got going and got in, it was pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean...
For the amount of people, it probably took like, what, 20, 25 minutes to go through that?
Yeah, probably. And they kind of had to stop the line to let cars in the parking lot. So, like, that added to it. And it really wasn't too bad. Like, you just waited and, you know, once the doors opened, you got moving. And
now,
once you get into the theater, it's, like, super easy to get. It's super easy and accessible to get to your seat. It doesn't take long.
The real craziest line was when we got in.
Oh my gosh. That was
God.
crazy. That was ridiculous. Oh my goodness. That was longer than the line outside.
It was nuts.
Holy crap, the line. Because I wanted to get the hat that they have, and I was like, all right, well, we still have like 30, 40 minutes, so I'm just going to wait. Because I knew it would probably be long, right? But my gosh. We kept walking.
I didn't even know where it ended. It was so long.
I don't know where it ended. We never even found it. It literally zigzagged like a snake throughout the bottom.
It was like serpentine through the entire bottom of the floor.
We're like, oh, is this the end? Nope, because it would just like curve around. It was crazy. It was such a long line. I was like, I will not even be able to see the show if I wait in this line.
All I know is freaking JYP made bank off that merch.
I was wondering. I was like, I hope the girls...
That's one stop.
And like, that stuff is expensive. My little basic dad hat was $50.
That's $50?
Yes. Ooh. The t-shirts are $45. The hoodie is $80. The light sticks, which were sold out, or the light rings, the Itzy ones, were $65.
Like I said, that's one stop on their whole tour.
And people are, you know, I'm like, I just want the hat. People are buying lots of stuff.
Not with that, it's like, dude, I kid you not. We asked about this on the way up there. I'm like, because if anybody knows, when you buy tickets to these shows, sometimes the bots get in and they buy like a ton of them as resellers.
Yeah.
I kid you not, this might be the only time where I'm like, do they actually sell the show out, or is it like bots that bought a bunch of them? Because at KCON, it seemed like there was a lot of empty seats, even though it's still packed. This, I think every single chair was full.
This was sold out. I've never seen Rosemont like this. This was sold out. And I was, well, first from the line and then the parking. And then the freaking second deck where we were
packed.
Was like filled.
All the way up to like the top.
The top corners was with people. And then like as you looked at the bottom, it was probably people from the merch line filled in, and like I think it was a sellout. Like actually sold out.
Well, we know for a fact the tickets are more than $100.
Yeah.
But if they were just $100 a ticket and there's 4,400 people in there, that's so much money.
It's
and that doesn't include the merch.
I hope the girls get a nice cut of something, because they made a lot of money off.
Like, they literally came to America for this tour. They're making millions.
I mean, and like that merch alone is just like, that's straight cash right there. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, I know from like
and I don't
like a t-shirt printer and working on that side of the business. That hat, they bought it in so much bulk. It probably cost them like 50 cents to $1 to make that hat.
Yeah, with the little embroiders, like, that's easy. It looked like almost a hat you just get off like Etsy or something. It was $50.
Which, I mean, granted, if you threw like $50,000 and made 50,000 hats,
yeah,
that's still $50,000.
Yeah.
But when you're selling a hat for $50 and making a $49 profit on $50,000,
yeah,
that's a ton of money.
Yeah, they were making
shirts,
money on this tour. They were
stuff
making
like that. That's maybe like $1, $1.50 a shirt, if not less.
Resale.
Just think about how many they bought.
Yeah, there was a lot. It's crazy because that line was so big, and then I went. You know, the concert, they opened and had their stuff, so I went and got my hat. I was like, all right, the line's long, like probably not long, and there was still like an okay sized line. It was nothing to what we saw. But, like, they still had stuff, too. Like, they weren't sold. They were out of light rings, but...
And they're still selling stuff when we left.
They still had stuff, and then they were selling... Yeah, there was a line when we were leaving. They were making some money today.
I wish that
the people that resell tickets made money, too. Goodness.
Places and shows we went to had, like, lanyards.
Yeah, I was going to get you one, but they didn't have one for this one.
I'd buy, like, even if it's overpriced... If they had like a group like and I went to like a show, they had like a $20 lanyard. Like, I spent $20 to buy a lanyard.
That's the thing.
That's something you can use every day.
That's the thing. I'm just like, you know, I wear hats all the time.
That's true.
I'll wear this sometimes. I love this group.
But even like an Itzy shirt, how many times did I wear an Itzy shirt like randomly?
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, I will wear a hat definitely, and I don't know when I'm gonna or if I'll ever get to see Itzy again. It's just like my favorite group. I'm gonna buy some. Like I was like, I'm gonna buy the hat for sure. So
that's what was sick.
It's kind of like that thing.
Red Velvet, they had lanyards with their.
Yes, they did, and it was very cool. I remember for that we like pre-ordered it, so it was like super easy.
Yeah, it said like Red Bear or whatever on it, but. Yeah,
so really just the whole economics besides this, or this tour day was very impressive. From tickets to merch to, because it was sold out.
Even though there's so many people and everything's going on, I feel like it's a very well-oiled machine compared to the last couple we went to. Yeah. It's kind of like a cluster.
I think JYP does a great job with that kind of stuff. But no, this one was good. I mean, but we can actually get into the concert. It's just, that shows how good it was, is when all the outside stuff, like, kind of with the concert, we're like, wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah, like, man, you guys did a good job. Like, it's sick.
But it was really great, though. Honestly, it was really fun.
Yeah, that pretty much, well, I mean, that covers, like, our just...
That was just, like, getting in. Yeah, getting in.
The show hadn't started yet.
And, and like I said, Rosemount's super easy to navigate, so you literally go up some stairs and we found like our seats. Like, it's not some arena where...
And they've always got like people there to help you.
Yeah, it's a very...
pretty easy to find.
It's a very easy place to get to your seat.
The one thing that always irritates me, like, I mean, I get it, whatever, is when everyone like is waiting for them to actually come on, and if you've ever been to a K-pop show before, they always play like the music videos, like their songs and stuff, like on the big Videotron thing, or whatever they got going on. And people like scream and freak out when they come on. I'm like, guys, you do realize it hasn't started yet, right?
Yeah.
We literally heard Boy Like You probably 6 times tonight.
Yeah, I think because they had a few of their music videos on a loop that was kind of just playing before the show. So yeah, we heard like it was like Dalla Dalla Icy and
but like you're gonna
a couple other ones they just kept playing in.
Literally see them.
It's like, they're gonna sing this in front of you in a few minutes.
Maybe that's just me being a Debbie Downer or an old vet. So I'm just grouching out. I'm like, stop enjoying it. Just wait for the group to come out.
But yeah. So that's kind of how they were setting up, I guess, as like people were filling into their seats. I'm just still shocked it was like so packed.
There were so many
people. Literally sold out. It was a sold out show. It's crazy.
Also,
it was like packed with people.
When the group came out and started singing, like during all the songs and everything, probably the loudest crowd I've ever been a part of.
I feel like it was the loudest I've ever heard.
Like a crowd. Were nuts.
It was so loud. It was like deafening.
I don't even know how we heard the girls talking.
They were loud. Like everything was loud.
I don't know.
That crowd was like just ready. Which I will say, we've said this. I remember in Minneapolis when we saw them years ago. That crowd was also amazing.
Oh yeah, like, they love them.
Very excited for Itzy and ready to see it. This crowd was the same, and it like
Kim Lip would not have survived.
The top just blew off that place when they like showed up. It was so loud.
Then the little like intro thing was sick, and they like came on through this like video screen, you know what I'm saying?
They like opened,
They like split in half and they like walked out and like made this big entrance.
We were on the side, so we didn't have like the full view of it, but we could see like, we got the gist of what was going on, and like you could just hear the crowd like roar when they like actually appeared.
Oh, and
it was so loud.
We'll have to pull up the set list. And
yeah, I got you.
I
can pull it up.
I know that they came out and they did Mafia, right?
They opened up with Mafia, yeah.
And like everybody freaked out.
Oh my gosh, great opening song.
I'm gonna post some videos on our YouTube channel of them.
Yeah.
Because I recorded some, but oh my god, when they came out to Mafia, freaked out.
This crowd was wild, man. I don't even know how else to describe it. They were just wild. They're just like waiting. It was just like the hype was there, and there was like a bomb waiting to go off, like waiting to just explode with like happiness. And when they finally showed up, it's what happened. I like couldn't even hear anything.
I know. I couldn't like hear myself think.
It was like so loud. It gets past the point of loud where it's just like a weird ringing.
Yeah.
and you can't even hear yourself. Yeah, like.
Also, it doesn't help that our entire area, I swear, like I told you, we're the only guys. There's only girls.
We were in we were in all female. Our section was all females, which good for them. They had fun. But yeah, the crowd was just screaming. I mean, it was just like legitimately relentless screaming.
Like I said, if this was Luna, Kinlip would not have had a good time.
But they opened with In the Morning.
Yeah, that's sick.
And like other K-pop shows we've seen, they were on it, so they got like right to the next few songs.
Oh my gosh, it was like a
workout.
We'll get into it in a little bit, but my gosh, they just were knocking them out left and right.
Like right after that, they played Sorry Not Sorry, which is very cool. Then Shoot.
I've never heard Shoot before. That song was actually a banger.
It's a good song.
I'll be honest, I don't listen to as many Itzy B-sides as Justin does, so he probably knew a lot more of them than I did. But my gosh, that song was awesome.
I didn't really know the What I Want song. I don't really remember that one. I was getting my hat. I was like, there was a few songs here. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get my hat.
Because there was a little point where they like stopped to introduce themselves.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of a crowd being loud, holy crap!
My gosh, it was so loud. Yeah. So it was right after they did that. Then I went and got my hat. But they did a few songs and then they did their introductions.
And everything was like 98% English.
Which was awesome. And like we knew Itzy was very good at English and spoke well. So we were hoping that it would be like that because that's what made the Idol concert so great.
But I mean, it was like amazing. Like they like.
I mean, Leah's perfect. Like Leah's English is perfect, and then Rujit's really good. Yeji's good. They're all good. Like they're just really talented people.
Also, I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe I just have never paid attention before. But Yeji is like the most high-pitched, adorable, squeaky voice.
Yeah.
I was not expecting. I thought it was gonna be deeper.
They just like.
But like I said, maybe I've just never paid attention to her talking before. But
they're just like.
I was like, oh my gosh, so adorable.
She really was. And like the way she controlled the crowd was really adorable too. And she'd be like quiet and then be like, thank you, and like everyone would.
And then she'd like hype everybody up so much. Just when
she's like, I can't hear. Oh my gosh, it was perfect. They're literally just superstars. So they did some introductions.
They were shocked by how much everyone cheered for them.
It was just so loud. I was like, I don't think they could hear anything. Like the crowd was, oh man, that's like my big takeaway was A++ crowd.
Let me tell you, Yuna loves the attention.
Yuna's amazing. She's like born to do that. She's just like born to be a like entertainer. She's so entertaining and so funny. And I don't know. She was great. She's awesome.
So after introductions, what happened then?
Then they played the couple songs. What I Want, 365. Rujin had her solo was Boss Bitch.
Oh, friggin' sick.
By Doja Cat.
Sick. I think you were.
I was gone. I did not see that.
Oh my gosh, everyone. Friggin' the craziest performance was awesome. She friggin' owned the stage, man. Like that was.
I bet.
Everyone was freaking out. They were so hyped for it.
It's so weird because it's so loud in there, but once you leave, it's like so. It's just how it's built. It's so subdued on the outside, so you can like hear it going on, but it's like not that loud at all.
It's just how soundproof.
Like it really is. Like I was standing there and I was like, huh. I think Rujin's going now. Like you just couldn't hear. It's weird how like.
Just inside, everyone was going nuts.
Yeah, I bet.
Especially when she was like dancing and stuff, and the little breakdown thing. People lost it.
It sounded cool.
Then you made it back right in time for this.
I made it for the song we all wanted to hear from the throwback song, which was Cherry, which is like the best song ever.
Like I was recording the video, and the bass was so loud, and people were being so crazy. Like you can see the vibrations in my phone when the bass hit. Like I couldn't stop it from shaking.
There was times during that song and
a couple other ones too.
And other times when the balcony was shaking. You could just feel the shaking in the balcony of just how like loud the bass was or intense the bass was and how loud the crowd made it. It was crazy. Like I was like, I hope we don't fall down.
I know, or is this like safe?
But Cherry's an amazing song, and they even said it that they knew that the mid-season the fans wanted them to perform Cherry.
Great song.
So that was cool because we've got to see that live twice now. Then I don't know. It doesn't really say when they like did their talking, but after a few songs they had breaks.
Generally after the
which is like kind of typical of. I mean, I guess any concert.
I know they did their second little break thing of the next one after the two solo ones.
Cause did they? Yeah.
Because they brought him up and talked about it.
They did. Because they had Cherry, and then they played Icy.
Yeah.
And they played Free Fall, which was really good. That song was really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
I don't know if I've really heard that one either, maybe like once, but that song was really great live, and I really liked it. And then they played 20, which is a great song.
Oh, freaking awesome.
Such a cool song live. Awesome bass, awesome performance. And then we got into 2 more of the solos, which it was Maniac.
Yeah,
by Conan Gray. I don't know who that is, but that's the normal person who sings it, but that was Yuna's. And
oh man, she freaking killed it.
Was awesome.
She
Again,
loved
just born to be a superstar. That was awesome.
She was the moment, as they say on Twitter.
She was awesome. It was a great cover. Super fun stage for her. It was amazing. It was really good. There was a lot of moments in this after the song would end or something would end. I'd be like, wow, that was the best thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
And that just like repeatedly happened throughout this show. So then after Yuna, Leah went and she sang Red by Taylor Swift.
Yep.
It's got a solid crowd singing, you know.
Just that anthem fan chant.
The classic T Swift song.
With
so
the lighters in the sky.
Well, yeah, it really was. And then, you know, obviously she killed the vocals, so that was amazing. Leah was really great. And then they did some talking. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, because they did a little intermission and changed.
Because then they went into the gauntlet of the most amazing songs ever.
Yeah, because they went and changed. That's how I can know the difference, because they changed and they came back and talked about what the little solos
I think they had 3 different wardrobe changes.
They did. Well, 4, because we didn't say it for the last part. So
that was probably like the tour t-shirt look. So then, they kind of chatted again, just kind of talked about the solo stages, and that was really, I mean, it's always fun to hear them just interact and kind of be goofy with each other.
They were actually really funny. They messed around and goofed around a lot. They're like organic.
They're hilarious. It reminded me how like the good stuff from the Idol concert, honestly, like just
like
them,
dream catchers.
Them just like having fun and enjoying being on the stage.
They're making fun of each other.
Yeah, they did that and kind of talked about like the different dances during the solos. And
I guess I should kind of say, if you want to think about it in a way, it's like obviously they have talking points they're supposed to hit.
Yes.
Like you can tell because they're reading up the little prompt thing.
Yeah.
But I guarantee the comments they make about everything they're doing aren't the same at each stop that they're making.
No, yeah, I don't think so. Like,
which is like that's what's like the organic part about it. Like they just go.
You just feel that they like actually are friends. I hope like.
They like to mess around with each other.
Yeah, which was really fun, and that's like honestly one of the best parts of the show.
And they can like laugh at each other and not take everything so seriously. You know?
So and they didn't just like read off the prompter of like the things they're supposed to say.
Correct.
But so they did that during their breaks, and that was great. Like everyone loved seeing them interact with each other.
Then they hit us with the Tower of Power.
Then they really just decided to bring the pain with like the awesome title track.
Bring the pain.
And it was they played Wannabe.
Yep.
Then Dalla Dalla.
Oh gosh,
then Sneakers. So that was just like 3 huge title tracks, right back to back to back. And then we got into the final 2 solos.
Because they did a little talking thing again.
Yep.
Because so at this point, like I said earlier, to bring it up earlier, they were like winded. Like you could hear them. Like
they just go
huffing.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they were like going.
Like let
crazy.
them go sit down for a second. Like because their choreography is so intense. Like for most of the songs, their choreography is they're like getting a workout in.
Like I don't know how they made it through the whole.
I don't know. It's crazy. And they just like go from song to song too. Like there was no breaks. So like
except these little like talking moments.
Yeah. Like when they'd hit those, then they're just like out of breath, and they have to like catch their breath, and like they try to like talk through it, and then they eventually they're okay. But so they did that. After Sneakers, they had another talking section, which was awesome. And then it was the 2 solos, which was the first one was Cheryung. She sang Bloodline, Ariana Grande.
First off.
And that was like amazing.
Best performance I've ever seen in my time.
It was really amazing. It was like perfect for her.
I'm a changed person because
it's really crazy how like perfect all the songs were for each person.
Gosh, it was so beautiful. She was so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
It was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It was mind blowing. It was like I didn't even know what I just witnessed because it was so great.
Loved it.
I've never even heard that song. Bloodline. I didn't even know that, but my gosh, I'm a fan now. And then Yeji sang Hotter Than Hell from Dua Lipa. I've never heard of that either. But it was really cool. It was kind of more of like the pop rocky in a way.
She did had a little more like a rock thing. Which was like everybody jump.
Which was like freaking awesome, and I loved it. That was amazing. So yeah, that was a little more pop rocky, and she kind of like
just got the crowd hyped.
She got the crowd going, had some nice dance moves, and it was just like a super high energy song, which was really fun. Their solos were great. Like, that was awesome.
I just can't get over Cher solo. I can see it when I close
my eyes. She was started out dancing on like a table, so
and my eyelids.
It was it was very very intense. It's just so funny. She's like, I just wanted to showcase my singing and dancing. You're like, you sure did.
Hey, first off, whenever they interview her or say something to her, the little talking things, she acts like she's shy and innocent. She definitely is not.
She is not. But she was not shy and innocent when we saw her in Minneapolis. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, she is not shy and innocent. She's goofy, just like the rest of them. And then we had a break, which classic K-pop. They played the whole "Boys Like You" video, like literally
the entire thing, like the whole song.
The whole song video,
like the sixth time
that you'd watch on YouTube. As they change, it should. As they, it was a wardrobe change, so they changed during this time, and then they came out again and they sang the song again. So they sang.
I think it's kind of weird that they played it and then they performed it.
Yeah.
They could have played just a little in between video and then performed.
Yeah, that's a little weird to me too.
Or maybe a behind the scenes kind of thing of it, or not the actual little video.
Yeah, a behind the scenes would be good. I thought that was a little weird too, that it was literally the song and then the song.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was, which I mean,
you literally just heard this.
K-pop kind of does that sometimes, but that was a little weird. But then they came out and sang "Boys Like You," which was amazing. That song's awesome. We've talked about it before. We're not huge on the English K-pop.
That song is really fun though.
But that song's really fun, and I really love it. So it was very cool to see that live. And it just came out a few weeks ago, so it was a new song.
Yes.
Essentially. Speaking of that, during one of their talking things, Chaeryeon announced their comeback.
Cheshire.
Cheshire. Shout out CLC. That's coming out on November 30th.
Which was the first time they could announce it, because they just announced it today.
It was today, so they couldn't say that on any of the other tour dates, so that was pretty cool.
What you say, it's coming out November 30?
November 30, it's coming out, absolutely. So in a few weeks, Itzy's going to have a new song, so that'll be cool.
That is kind of cool. We're the first people to hear that they were
because I can't imagine they would have said that before, because it wasn't news yet, it wasn't out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was awesome that they're having a new album or mini album, whatever it's going to be.
I swear every time we ever see a group, they always come back with some banger song after we see them.
This is probably going to be the greatest Itzy song of all time.
And I'm why could they not have put that out so we could have seen it?
So we'll see in a couple weeks. Everyone support that comeback. Then we had a really strong kind of finish to the concert.
The main set.
Where after "Boys Like You," they played "Nobody Like You," which is one of my favorite Itzy songs. That song's sick.
Awesome.
And then they played "Loco," which was the crowd loved "Loco."
That's never been one of my favorite songs by them, but the crowd definitely liked it.
The crowd liking it made me kind of like it more. They played that, and then their last song, technically, which was their words technically, was "Not Shy."
Oh God,
which was so cool.
It's one of my favorite songs.
Not Shy has been a legendary song since it came out. Legendary video, amazing.
The best part was they were talking the little talk thing. And Chaeryeon's well, we have to do our last song and say goodbye, but if you cheer for us, you'll probably come back and do more songs.
Pretty much just giving the wink wink, we have an encore, which I appreciated because no one else ever does that, and it's guys, we know you're coming back.
And then Leah's yeah, it's time to go do our official last song.
Technically our last song, but if you cheer loud enough, if you call us, we'll come back. But that was the last song for us because we decided
to dip out early.
Since we have a long drive home, we just took off a little bit early to beat some of the traffic because, like we said, it was packed. So that traffic would have been tough to get out of.
And I know Justin's heard some of them. I've never heard the other songs, so I wasn't
Yeah, they played Domino,
really
Trust Me, It's Summer, and Be in Love, which are good songs for the fans and stuff. And it would have been cool to see, but honestly, Not Shy was like an awesome.
I'm glad we left on Not Shy because that's like my favorite song.
Not Shy was just like such a great way to kind of close it, and we're like, you know what, it's okay, we're good. Like we'll head out. So we got a little jump on the traffic, but yeah, Not Shy was our last song. Probably was around 2 hours, I'd say, for the concert.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Give or
because
take.
It wasn't done. I'm sure it went to 10 o'clock. We got in it. It's supposed to start at like 7:30.
Started late,
So
which is a little odd.
A little over
K-pop.
2 hours.
So yeah, probably a little over 2 hours, which is kind of what you'd expect.
But I mean, how many songs did they play? They played a ton
And
of
I mean, we saw 21 songs. They played 25.
Like that's a lot of.
That's a ton of songs.
And they were booking it too. Like
they were, those girls like
no rest for the wicked.
They powered through those songs and then like caught their breath, talked to us, and then just did it again.
Also, if we would have stayed till the end, traffic would have been a nightmare, and we already had a 3.5 hour drive back.
Yeah, that's
we're still driving right now.
That was like my main thing. I was like, you know,
we're still like an hour away from home.
Yeah, we are still driving, and we are not even
we still
that
probably
close.
be in freaking Joliet if we stayed to wait for all that traffic.
Yeah, we're like, because it was.
Because he's got to work tomorrow.
It was a sold out show, so that's a lot of people and a lot of cars.
I don't know. We made it through 95, 96% of it. So.
And we, and it was awesome. I mean, I'm really glad we went. I'm really glad because like it was
really good.
It was one of those things where it was so great seeing them the first time in early 2020 or whatever that it was almost like nothing could beat that. And that was still amazing, but
our tickets were also a lot closer for that one.
It was a lot closer. I wish we were a lot closer for this one, but that was just impossible. Because, I don't know, like, I was sitting there and I was like, this set list is so good. This might be one of my favorite concerts we've ever been to.
Oh,
like,
set list, A+ set list.
It was so awesome, and the girls from Itzy are so great.
You also know it's a good show when it's one of those ones you go to and you're not even close to front row, but you're just like, man, this is like sick.
That's what I was thinking. I was
so
like,
imagine how good it would be if we actually were like in the front. It would have been like
easily would have been my favorite show of all time.
Oh.
Easily, no question. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, this one's like literally. I'm like debating: is this my favorite K-pop show I've ever seen now? And we're not even like anywhere close to, any type of VIP seating. We're like in the balcony.
I think for me, I'd still say the Idol one's better.
That one was so great
because that was just freaking amazing, and we're a lot closer for that.
Everything,
but
I mean,
this is a close second.
The being close is always better. It just helps. You know what I mean? Like
you just get the extra, like a guy that was super hyped to the front row.
When you're that close,
you get like that extra fan interaction. You get like it's like you're waving
just
directly
get, like, really
to you.
sick videos and pictures and like wave to it. Like that kind of fan service stuff is like awesome, but it's hard to get those tickets.
Although I hated it while we were in the actual Idol show because it was so freaking hot.
Oh my gosh!
And my legs hurt really bad.
Yeah.
I think I'd still put that over this one.
I think I probably would. Maybe. I don't know. They're both super good. I mean, honestly, this is probably 1-2.
It's weird because if like we were closer for this one, it might be number one. But if we were like sitting for the Idol one, it'd probably be.
Yeah.
Would have made it 1,000 times better.
Oh my gosh.
It also was like 100 freaking degrees. Dude.
It was really hot in the Idol one. Oh my gosh, that was like the one thing that wasn't fun. That one just came together so nicely. And we'd never seen Idol, and like we liked Idol a lot at the point, but we just didn't know it was gonna be that good.
Like I will say, when we went to the Idol one and we left, I was like blown away.
Yeah, I was
like,
too.
I went from being like, yeah, because if anyone's listened to us before knows that we weren't huge fans of them a while ago. But then we came around to liking them a little more. And then once the one album came up, I Never Die, I was like, man, this is like sick. Like, this is a great album.
Yeah.
So like, hey, they're coming to concert, let's go see them. And when we went there, we're kind of like borderline like fans of them, like more fans of them. And then once we ended up leaving that show, I was literally like, are they the greatest K-pop group of all time?
That was a no-brainer seeing it. This is the best K-pop show I've ever seen.
Like, and then like seeing Itzy, we knew they were awesome and we'd seen them before.
Yeah.
And we've like actively been like, yeah, like we really like them, like they're awesome, like we have albums from them.
Right.
So it kind of just reinforced going tonight, like yeah, they're super sick. Where when we went to Idol, I literally was like, if I was like a 5 before, I left at like 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, my opinion of them changed so much by seeing them live. It was like, that was just like a great show.
I definitely would say it's probably the top 2, honestly. Which again is saying a lot for the Itzy one because we're not close.
That's another thing.
I think if I was close for that one, that would be my favorite one. I think it would be just because that set list was so good, and they're just like really all such superstars. That's something that's really impressive about them. Is like each of them is like a superstar in their own way. Because sometimes I don't know. Sometimes there's like not everyone in groups are always balanced as far as kind of like what they do and like stardom in a way, but I just feel like everyone in Itzy is just like really, really, really talented.
It was a good show.
It was really fun. I'm glad we went. It was super cool.
I was telling Justin we were done, it's getting me super hyped now to go see Blackpink.
Yeah, and now we just have, you know, the mother of all shows on Friday.
Ships and shows.
We're going to see Blackpink.
It freaking sold out United Center.
Sold out United Center in Chicago, downtown Chicago.
It's got a capacity of 25,000 people.
So I think that's going to be pretty fun.
And
I'm so pumped.
I saw, for anyone who doesn't know, I saw them a couple years ago when Justin couldn't show up to it because of work at Allstate Arena, which is still a very big place.
Yeah.
And I had the very, 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 very back seats. Like I'm talking about like the only thing back farther than where we were sitting was the wall.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I went into it like I like Blackpink, but they're not anywhere close like my top of my list of groups that I like the most.
Yeah.
And they were freaking crazy. Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
And this was also during the whole like controversy thing where everybody said Jenny was like lazy and didn't care anymore. Yeah. And she was like doing her solo stuff, you know, and she did all this stuff. Blown away. She did like her solo song, like literally solo. Amazing. The whole show, freaking amazing. They were like great. I was like, man, Blackpink's freaking awesome live. So I can only imagine how good it's going to be now when we go see them in United Center.
Hopefully only better, honestly, with more music and different songs and a bigger venue.
Oh, there's so much more music they have out now that they didn't have out back.
Like,
what I saw the first time.
I'm really pumped. It's crazy it's already here. It's crazy it was the same week that we already saw Itzy too. So yeah, in a couple days we'll be headed back up here. Thank goodness we get to stay the night in a hotel. That's going to be chilled.
Yeah, so we'll be able to record
so we can record
post-show series in the actual
hotel,
like
right there, and not have to drive all the way home. But
yeah, it's actually a pretty nice night out for once.
Well, yeah, driving's not bad. It's just
usually it's like pouring rain or like super windy or something weird.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's pretty nice.
It's a nice day. It was a nice day today, which thank God. It was a really nice day. It was nice and sunny and, you know, nice fall day.
Overall, though, 10 out of 10. You get a chance to see Itzy?
Yeah, go see Itzy. They have like 2 shows left. I looked it up. They have like a couple shows left. Go support them. I mean, it's just really worth it just because of how fun this show is. Like how
they're really fun.
How fun they are and how talented they are. It's like really worth seeing. That's definitely a group that I would see again in the future. Like I don't think I'd say that for all groups, just because it's almost like that one and done. You're like, oh, we saw it. That was great. We don't have to do it again. But I would go see Itzy again. 100%.
Also, side note, at the beginning of the show, JYP always opens up his shows with like a reel.
Oh yeah.
Of all the groups that he has, including himself.
Yep.
And the pop that Nick's got when they came on, amazing.
Nice. It really was. I will say everyone got a really nice cheer from the crowd. Like Day 6 got a nice cheer from the crowd.
Hey,
like everybody
you think they were the Beatles.
Everybody, like the crowd went nuts for every single person they showed on the screen. And then they showed twice and everyone was like deafening again. Even JYP himself got some cheers, so. No, it was super successful. It was an awesome show. We got our awesome drinks.
Pretty successful day.
It was fun.
We're almost home. We got like 35 minutes.
40, yeah, something like that. We're getting there. But yeah, that's our Itzy concert review. Go see them if you can. Let us know what you thought. But I'm JT's Fuggerall. We are the K-Pop Kimchi Podcast. We'll see you on Friday. Peace.
Later.
순진한 엔저보단 devil 봐도 똑바로 봐도 말 안 듣는 애 그게 나라고 다 나를 위해 하는 말이래 나조차 나를 이제 모르는데 트렌에 맞추지 말아줄래 이제 내 멋대로 놀아볼래 논란이 마치 버블건 팝 규칙을 다 깨어버린다니까 진짜 나를 보여줄 테니까 Really really me I'm a cherry on top yeah 내가 원한 것만 해 I'm a cherry on top 너무 뻔한 건 다 저리 치워봐봐 생각보다 꿈이 좀 높아 Really really me I'm a cherry on top yeah